OMG. OMG. I'm going to show you some before and after results that I think will blow your mind. Now, normally, the time between doing the first scan and doing the second scan is at least a week, but sometimes a couple of weeks. So people can go off, do the protocol, put some things in order, take a class, learn a new skill, etc., etc. We had less than 6 hours between the before and after results. So we did the scans first thing, just as people arrived at the health activation day. Then we did the Rife frequencies, used the scalar energy, cold lasers, did the Huna energy clearings, the belly button healing, the block therapy, the plasma tube, the wrist decks, whatever people wanted to use. And they would tell me what they were working on and the things that came up in the scan. And then from there, I would then, say, well, actually, if I I'll do this, I'll do this, and I create bespoke programs for them. And then at the end of the day, so around between, we started doing the after scans. We started at 10 a.m., started doing the after scans at around 4:30, between 4:30 and 5:30. Let me show you. Let me show you. So first of all, let me show you what the day was. First of all, it was the health activation day. So we had the bio well, which is what was doing the scans, the Gen X, so we could do the Rife frequency generator, the AHA Halo, which is the handheld scalar energy device, the block therapy, go to block therapy for transformations TM/block therapy. And if you don't know what block therapy is and you want a free gift, transformationstm.com/block therapy gift, GIFT. We had the belly button healing, the plasma tube. It was amazing. So that was the day. Let me show you. I'm going to pull up one of these charts because I really think it's going to blow your mind. So what it does is the before and after scan. So it measures your alignment, internal alignment, and in terms of what we call the chakras. So let me show you this one. This was one of the before scans. Now, if any of you have seen a chakra diagram, they're all neatly in line. And Anne-Marie, the practitioner, was saying, no, you don't tend to see people with them all in a straight line, but you want them somewhere in that kind of that main area. So this was a before scan. Let me now put up the after scan. Look at that. Look at that. So the before, the after. That's insane. We had something else really mind-blowing. This is just a quick one. I'll probably do a longer video with better images once I get them, but let me just so that was the after, just absolutely incredible in terms of how that shows up. There's another chart. Let me show you this one. Now, you're not going to be able to read it, so I'm going to have to tell you what it says, but it's one that measures your energy reserve. How much energy do you have in reserve? So I'm just trying to find it along here. Oh yeah, that's the one. So, oops, oh, hold on. Let me take these two down first. That might be better because you'll be able to see more clearly. And then let me show you this one because, again, mind blowing. So, show that one. So, again, we're going to have the before and after. And you might need to kind of squint at the screen. With the before, they had 20, hold on, it's so small. Let me see if I can pull it up on here. I think it was 29% in energy reserve. Here we go. Let me pull this one up. All right, so that was 2092. Yeah, so one of them, the energy reserve, was 29%. The after energy reserve, 92%. So they went from having 29% energy in the tank to 92%. So with them, they did the plasma tube to start off with. Then they did the handheld cold laser scalar. They also did the wrist X, the belly button healing, and then I did a access consciousness session with them, and I did a Huna energy clearing session with them. And did they do the electrodes? I think they might have done the electrodes, but they basically, went through the protocol. They went from 29 energy in the tank to 92. If you think of it like a battery, you got your 29% down here, your 92% is almost that. That is just incredible. And as I said, there's normally a few weeks between people doing a before BioWell scan and then an after scan. But because it was a one-day workshop, I said, look, let's not drag it out for weeks. Let's do a before, a baseline when people just arrive at the workshop. And then let's do an after once they've done all the modalities and the Huna and all of that good stuff. This is the result. Seriously, just incredible. Just amazing. Now, I knew it was going to be fantastic because it's my event, but I was just absolutely blown away and delighted. And somebody who was there was going, so when you run the next one in August, or in January to start the new year, but she's like, I'm coming to the next one. It was just amazing. So let me show you. So this is me with Anne-Marie, who is the BioWell practitioner. And we are, so it was today, hence I'm in the same outfit. Just got home, but it was today. So that BioWell box that you can see on the desk, I've got my finger inside of it, and you do each, it scans each of the 10 fingers. So it takes just about 10 minutes to do the scan. And then you get all the readouts and the reports, and Anne-Marie does a summary. Now, she did quicker summaries for us because we had a group of people to get through. And this is the first time Anne-Marie had actually done it in a group format. You know, this is very common for me. When I interviewed Kate a couple of months ago, it was the first time she'd done a group webinar. I'm one for first, getting people to do their first thing out in the world. And now, you know, let's see it take off. So this is the first time Kate had done it in a group, not Kate, Anne-Marie had done it in a group setting. She normally does one-to-one sessions. And so if you want to do a one-to-one session with her, please look her up. And I'm going to add her website somewhere around this video description. So you put your finger in the BioWell box, takes about, 10 seconds. You do all 10 fingers. We all had to cut our nails. So I did take some nail clippings with me. I didn't take a nail file. So we've all gone home with jaggedy nails. But you put your finger in the box, you do all 10 of your fingers. And then actually, I'll see if I can pull up the finger chart just so you can see what I mean. And then it does the reading and it gets your printout and your chart. Just fantabulous. How amazing is that? How amazing. And every single person, it also scans you're not going to see these ones very clearly because if you don't know what you're looking at, it just seems like, oh, what's that? Actually, we can give you a close-up of the BioWell. This was the room today, and give you a close-up of that. So I'm going to take that one down. There we go. And so what we're looking at here is this is the same room. So I was at one end of the table, Anne-Marie was at the other. So Anne-Marie was doing the BioWell scans at one end, and then it's like a little conveyor belt. And then once people have done the BioWell scan, they come around to me, and then I do the Rife frequencies, and I design the frequency program for them so they could do the plasma or the contacts where you put the TENS pads on. So the square box is the BioWell in the top picture, and then the silver box in the bottom picture is the generator, which generates the Rife frequency. So that was a room, and then of course our participants are sitting there, and we also had a sofa. So when people were doing the plasma tube, they were sitting on the sofa because the near field of that is 6 feet. So as long as you're sitting in that vicinity, you'll get the full power of that. But seriously, I'm just so blown away. It was absolutely incredible. And thank you again to Anne-Marie Weeks for coming along. Anne-Marie has been a BioWell practitioner for the past 11 years. And she attended one of my other workshops, and we just got chatting about, life and frequency and energy and the mind and the brain. And then somehow I might have mentioned that I was doing the TCCHE or the Conference for Consciousness and Human Evolution. But BioWell came up and was like, is that the Konstantin Korotkov thing? She's like, yeah. And I said, how do you know about that? She said, oh, I'm a BioWell practitioner, level 1 and level 2. I was like, get out of here. And then I was talking about what I do with the frequencies and the generators and the energy healing and the Huna. And then we just sort of said, well, maybe when I run the next one, you might want to put, she's like, I would love to come along and do some readings and scans. So that's exactly what happened today. So for those of you who were there, thank you, thank you, thank you for your wonderful participation and being so willing to share, yeah, absolutely fan freaking tabulous. The weather was also gorgeous. So we had lunch in the garden, just amazing. We call it the health activation day because this is about activating the body, the cells, the energy, the ATP, the telomeres and the blood and all of that. So activating it, supporting it to do what it is designed to do. But the before and after results, if you're just coming in to watch this live, then go back to the beginning and look at the before and after images. I think they will absolutely blow your mind. And where it all started was almost like a year ago today, where I did the quantum entanglement remote experiment, but I did it all remotely. So no one was here. They were in their respective homes around the world. And I was doing the Rife frequencies, the scalar energy, the harmonic frequencies, the molecular, all from here. And of course, the Huna. There's always some Huna, Huna. And the results were incredible. So you can see if you go to www.bit.ly/remote-quantum-results, read the results of the remote experiment where people weren't even here physically. And then I thought, well, hold on, we're getting these results remotely. What would it be like to have this equipment in the room? So I ran the Health Activation Day last year, and this year it was next level again. So go back, if you're just coming into this video now, go back and look at those before and after pictures. Actually, let me just close with the before and after pictures because I can see from my screen people are just coming in. So I'm going to put them up again. The before energy and the after. So before, energy was all over the place. After just less than 6 hours of doing all this healing work and the energy work, the frequency work, the Huna, this is the result. And energy is going from 29% to 92%. Amazing. And if you want some further details, I'm going to add some blogs and all the rest of it, add some of the videos. Go to my main website. It's www.transformationstm.com, TRANCE, F for Freddy, so FORMATIONSTM.com. So transformationstm.com. Click the red What's New button, normally top right. A panel will slide out. I'll re-add, because I did the quantum entanglement remote experiment a year ago now. So I'll re-add the link to the remote experiment. I will add the link. I'll put something together with the before. And Anne-Marie's going to send me some of the before and after. So I had these. I just sort of took them while I was standing over her shoulder, so they're a bit skew-if. So I'll get some better image of that. I'll write a blog about it. But man, oh man, oh man! Imagine this much change. And it's look, I know this energy stuff works. I've been a practitioner for the last 25 years now, traveled out to Hawaii to study Huna. I know it works. I also know that frequency healing works. I first started dabbling with that in the 1990s, using TENS and all that for healing, pain relief. So I already know it works, but to actually have a visual representation that goes, we know it works, and here it is in glorious Technicolor. Absolutely awesome. What can I say? So Anne-Marie, thank you, thank you, thank you. Anne-Marie does do 1-to-1 sessions. So if you'd like to book a session, please, I'm going to put her, because I don't want to say the wrong email address. I believe it is Alchemy Key. Could it be, is it .co.uk or .com? But I don't want to misquote it. So I'm going to put the link to the website somewhere around this video. It will be in the description, in the comments, etc. I'm going to also add it to my transformationstm.com website. Click the red What's New button. She does one-to-one sessions. Because you have to physically put your finger in the biowell, you have to be there in person. You can't be doing it remotely like I did with the quantum entanglement remote experiment. It is well worth doing. Just incredible. And Anne-Marie has been a biowell practitioner for the past 11 years. So yeah, and she's also, interior design. That's one of her specialisms as well. She used to have a crystal shop. She actually worked, I'm not going to say where she works, but she's real serious in business. She has a high-powered corporate job as well. And she's blending the two. And I just love that. So Check it out. Watch this space for further details. But thank you to everyone who came along. And thank you so much to Anne-Marie Weeks for Alchemy Key for joining us and showing what is going on inside the body when we do this powerful healing work. Marilyn Devonish, the NeuroSuccess coach, rapid transformation specialist, and futurist from transformationstm.com, over and out. And here is to all of our good health. Catch you later.